What's up, my peeps? It's your boy Jake back with another video. I have some yogurt and granola today. So I think the granola was cashew and cranberry, and then the yogurt is just classic vanilla. It's Greek yogurt. And then I also have a little coffee. Well, I wouldn't say little, but it's a normal coffee. And I'm using my girlfriend's mug because I am not a Virgo. But close enough. I am actually a Libra, and our birthdays are only 2 days apart. So that's kind of fun. We celebrate our birthdays together every year. But shouldn't be too long of a video. Just thought I'd get one in quick before I get on to my day. It's really good granola. We had been on this kick of this like cacao and coconut granola. That was really good too. But the cacao stuff wasn't on sale this week. And it's like $1.50 more. So we got the cashew and cranberry, which is really good. I really do like dried cranberries. We have this trail mix that we buy. It's called an indulgent mix, and it's more of our dessert mix. We treat it as a dessert. We'll usually eat it after like dinner or something. But it's got peanut butter chips, chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, and peanuts, almonds, cashews, all that kind of stuff. But then it also has raisins and dried cranberries. I was about to start my video, and then the street sweepers had gone by. So I was really glad I hadn't started it quite yet. Now that winter is over, and we don't really expect any snow anymore, the road crews have switched over and have started cleaning the streets. was actually the last bit of it. So we'll be switching over to a salted caramel coffee next. Yum. I'll just sit here and talk with you guys while I finish this coffee. But I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Let's see. Today at UPS, I got to goof off quite a bit. My girlfriend, she's got a childhood friend that works at UPS, and we actually work on the same belt. So me and him, or him and I, we're going crazy today, just goofing off and just being weird. So that was fun. I got my ass kicked on one of the trucks today. There was like your standard like brown truck is maybe 7 feet tall, like inside the back, and I had boxes literally stacked all the way to the ceiling. So there wasn't any more room really for anything to fit. But later today, I'm gonna be doing some more drawing, so that's good. It's been a little bit since I've recorded a time-lapse video, so I really need to get back on that. Oh, sorry guys, but I really need to get back on that pretty heavy because that's very important to what I'm trying to do for myself in the future too. So I just find it's really difficult with the way that my day is with working at UPS early mornings and then doing track in the afternoons, is that it's hard, especially with me having some ADHD. It's really hard for me to like change gears quickly, and so to have to like do so many different things in a day has been a challenge, but it's something that is a welcome challenge because I'm trying to make things happen the way that I want them to finally. So I'm almost 30 years old, and I feel like I finally have a pretty good grip on like what I want from life and what I house and maintain things like that. So um, I'm in the process of trying to get my house ready for sale and get some of the things moved over to my girlfriend's house. So it's a lot, and it's something that I've found that like it's really helpful for me to write things down and like plan out my day. But also I've found that it's like once I make that plan, it's really hard for me to stick to that plan just because of the ebbs and flows of a day and how certain things might take me longer than I expected. And that's another thing that I've found with the whole ADHD piece, is that a lot of times I'm underestimating tasks as far as like the amount of time that they take. So I don't know. I'm sure that many of you can relate just with the fact that like ADHD is such a common thing anymore with adults and kids. But I found that I mean it's almost a direct correlation with social media, and especially like now with all these things that they have, like reels and shorts and TikToks and all those things. So it is literally reinforcing our brain to wire itself in an ADHD way, because our focus can only be held for at most like 8 or 10 seconds, and then we have to scroll to the next video. So it's a really interesting thing, especially like now that I am posting more things on social media and like YouTube and things, and I have analytics to look at. It's really interesting to see how short people's attention spans are, and it's just crazy to like know that that is like almost what we are becoming as humans. So here come the street sweepers again. Oh, never mind. I think they're going down the street kitty corner, so they didn't go right in front of the house here. But I'm sure you probably hear them a little bit, but hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, as I was saying, like ADHD and social media, like it's almost a direct correlation, and I feel like for me to be successful with my endeavors and like my social media and stuff, and to not lose time, because I think that's the biggest thing that I'm finding, is I find myself getting sucked in myself when I go to post something and it's like, oh shit, I've just spent like 45 minutes to an hour like scrolling through social media without even having posted anything yet. So that's something that I've been really working on, and just really trying to like be mindful of, like, hey, you're on this social media right now, you're on this platform, whatever, do work. You're not here to entertain yourself, you're not here to consume the stuff per se. There are going to be times when it's appropriate, and it is important to take calm moments out of your day to just relax and like take some of that stuff in. But my strategy, I think, moving forward is going to be to try and find a good social media scheduler that I can be working with, and that way I can completely separate myself from the platform, the social media platform itself, so that I'm able to just plan everything out. I'm able to do the work of it and keep it completely separated from the fun side, the entertainment side of social media. So we're gonna see how it works. I've kind of, I don't know, I think things through a lot, and I feel like I always like come to very good like conclusions and stuff, but then to actually make it happen sometimes is another story. So but we'll see. It's something that I've been really thinking on, and for now, I might just start with something Rambles. There's some free stuff out there. I haven't really done any research on it yet, but I do know that I did used to work for a guy, and when he hired me, he told me that I was going to be doing all this social media marketing stuff, and I was going to be using Hootsuite, which is one of those schedulers and stuff. And I mean, I did do a degree, but he was just kind of a weird guy, and like he needed control over everything. And even though he hired me to do this job as social media marketer, like he wanted to approve everything that I would post. And so I was just like, dude, we don't have time to like do all this and stuff. So it was just really interesting to be a part of all that and kind of see that side of things. But I didn't really get too in depth with it, just because of the way that he was, and didn't really allow me the freedom to explore my creativity. So I really apologize. Some work trucks just parked right the fuck out in front of the house. I don't. It's tough because we do live on one of the more main thoroughfares in the city, so it's not like a big road by any means, because it's a neighborhood. Like, you know, it's the little neighborhoods outside of the city center, outside the downtown area. But it's I don't know. It's like one of those roads that everybody has to use to get to the other part of town. So a lot of traffic comes through here, and a lot of the neighborhood utility traffic comes through here clearly. So, but I've been rambling on, and I haven't even been drinking my coffee. So let's chug this a little bit. It's probably to a point where I can drink it a little bit more quickly. Yeah, that's good. So I figured out what's happening. So these street sweepers are right out front now too. So they've got two big city trucks that are just parked out front. And what's happening now is the street sweepers are lifting their debris cache, and they are going to be emptying it up into the trucks that they have parked right out in front of the house. So I apologize for the noise. I know that it's not the most calming noise, but it is white noise, so maybe for some of you it is. It's not super obnoxious to be sitting right here, but also, I mean, the beeping from when they back up is pretty bad. But anyway, these street sweepers are pretty cool though. They're on like I don't know if you've ever seen like a forklift, and how the forklift it's usually steered from the back wheels so that you can turn really tightly in places, and that's how these street sweepers are set up. They have like the little wheel in the back that pivots, and then they can turn like 0 degrees or whatever. But it makes me wonder how you get a job like that. Like, do you have to like first work for the city, or is there like a specific like job like street sweeping that you can apply for? I know that it's like probably through the city, and you probably it's probably like through the city works or whatever that they do. But I don't know, it's interesting. They have all these different divisions. Like last summer we had a tree, like half of it broke off and fell in the intersection right out in front of the house, and city arborists came out, and arborist is basically just, it means you work on trees. So anything related to trees. So these fucking guys, they're out there yelling at each other. But honestly, I could just call it, but I don't know. We'll see. I do have some coffee left. I think they're starting to move on now, so that'll be nice. But anyway, I think that's as much as my brain can ramble on for now. Speaking of ramble on, my girlfriend and I were just singing that yesterday. It's a good one. Talking about Led Zeppelin. If you guys are familiar, it's one of my favorite classic rock bands from that era. They were musical geniuses. I really liked them. I really liked Rush. I actually did see Rush once as well. That was my high school graduation present. My best friend's mom got us both tickets to go to Rush, so that was really cool. Trying to think of what else. I mean, anything really bluesy, so like I'm really into Clapton and stuff too. Eric Clapton. Or like Cream, which is the band that he was in. Yeah, stuff like that. The Eagles. I mean, like, just some of the classics. But yeah, Led Zeppelin was definitely at the top of that list. They're kind of in their own territory. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, that it's just like a whole different type of rock. I don't know. They just really knew what they were doing. So, really cool it would be really cool to have seen them live and like be a part of all that. But unfortunately, nobody's really left. So that's crazy to think about. Like, you know, I did recently. Well, I can't say recently. A few years ago, I guess. I took my mom to see Kansas, and that was really awesome. I mean, they're pretty much all original still, and they also, like, they still got it. Like, they're old and they look old, but man, you can tell that these guys didn't party as much as some of the others, because they can still sing. They can play like crazy. I mean, it's awesome to watch them do their thing, but yeah, they can still sing, which is crazy to see at like almost 70 years old, you know, or like some of them probably are over 70 at this point. I'm not like super keen on like the facts of it, like, you know, like the fun facts, like the history, like how old are these guys? Like, I'm not like that big of a fan, but I do like my classics. So, but yeah. It's just so funny. Like, I'm looking at this mug, and I'll show you guys. So, it says Virgo, right? And it says observant, and it says warrior. And I couldn't think of two words that describe my girlfriend better, except for maybe like caring. But I think caring kind of goes with observant. But that also kind of goes in line with kind, and I think she's such a kind person, and one of the reasons I really value her. just intelligent too. Like, I mean, I guess like that's not necessarily like a personality trait, but intelligence is important. Like, she's a very smart woman, and I love that. I love to be able to have intelligent conversations with her and talk in depth about things and like really like dive deep on some subjects, because like I feel like so many people anymore, especially with social media, like everyone, well, that's a blanket statement, so not everyone, but a lot of people have just kind of become surface level, and like even their friendships, they just don't ever dive deep on anything. And so I really encourage you, and in your life's relationships, whether it be friendships, family, or, you know, significant others, like I think I really challenge you guys to just dive deep on things and like let yourself really like think about things and like really like just kind of dwell on things, and you'd be surprised, honestly, like when you dive deep with somebody on a subject matter, you might have never thought of this before, like this subject matter before, and so like you might be learning new things about yourself by exploring this deeper conversation. So I really do encourage you guys, like in any relationship that you have, like try to find those moments where you can really like dive deep and like get to the nitty gritty of things, and like what do you believe about X, you know, how do you feel about Y, and then talk about it, and then ask questions when they answer. So like if they say that, oh, you know, I believe that the rich are oppressing the poor, you know, well, why do you think that? You know, ask them questions. Be like, you know, my uncle is rich and he's only ever helped us, you know, kind of thing, whatever. Like, challenge them, be the devil's advocate. That's okay. That's what good friends are. Challenge your friends every day. Challenge your family every day. Challenge your significant others every day. Because if we're not challenged, we're never going to pursue a better state of being. And so we're just going to be stagnant. We're going to not be progressing. We're not going to be growing. And that's the most important thing in life. And I think the most important thing for mental health and just maintaining sanity even is just making sure that you're always pursuing growth. You're always trying to better yourself, and not for reasons outside of yourself. So don't make yourself better because your significant other told you that you need to do this, otherwise they're gonna leave, or like, you know, don't do this thing because your family has always done it for so long, and like it's just a tradition, it's just what we do. Challenge it, you know, do things that are going to better you. Think about what you need to do to better yourself, to bring yourself to the next level, and do it. And it's as simple as that. I mean, it's crazy. Like I value that so much about my girlfriend is we are able to have those kinds of conversations. I mean, it does kind of help that she was a mental health therapist for a while, and so, you know, she kind of has that like therapist like brain, and just she's got that therapist brain, and she just has a way of talking, you know, and our communication is just on point. And so I think that, you know, it's something that's really important. Just like challenge yourself, challenge your friends and family, you know, and you know, all the while, you know, you're looking at things, you're looking internally, you know, and I don't know. I feel like now I'm starting to get to a point where I'm stringing off and kind of losing my point, but I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm once a week, and then eventually get it to become a thing where, I mean, initially it's going to be a daily choice, a daily conscious choice, but after a while, it's gonna become second nature. I mean, it's gonna become a habit for you, and your brain is just automatically going to kind of go to those moments and look for those things about yourself and look for those things about your people, and you're automatically just gonna be kind of jumping into things and just being like, okay, how can we better ourselves? So, but aside from that, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot today. I guess that was a pretty good ramble today. We made the video a little bit longer, especially because the food's been gone for quite a bit of time. But I don't. Maybe one of these days too. I'll just do a straight up ramble. I do have some gum that I can do, and I also have some chewy candies, some of those mambas. So eventually we'll be getting to some of those videos as well. So you can look forward to those. But oh my gosh, Peppy is so cute. She just curled up on all the clean laundry I just took out of the dryer, and now she's falling asleep, slowly closing her eyes. A little bit more, and now they're fully closed. What a cutie. Oh my gosh. I wish I could show you her. One of these days I will. I'll get her right up here on my lap, and you guys can see her. It looks like I talked a little bit too long because now my coffee is a little bit cold. That's really good. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much else to talk about now that I've gone through a bunch of stuff. But I don't know. We'll pick things up. I'll put some subjects down that I can talk about too. And if there's anything that you guys want to hear about, just let me know down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to talk about those things. Be curious about something about me, in my life, or if you're curious about how I feel about a certain subject, or we can dive in depth in the comments. That's cool too. Like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there a little bit more. I know it's just the internet, and I feel like that is one of the things a little bit too that is nice about the internet is you don't necessarily have to fully put yourself out there to put yourself out there, if that makes sense. Like, there's still that level of separation because you're not in front of somebody. But I do challenge you though, when you're online and you're commenting on somebody who might not be nice or whatever, or they're just dumb, whatever, I challenge you to always maintain a mind frame that you are talking to this person face to face. It's really easy to say things online that are insensitive and are, rude, or, just downright mean. And I think it's so much easier because of the fact that you don't have to face those consequences if with someone who's going to come at you head on and maybe hit you for what you've said. So, it's just one of those things that I really do challenge people. Like, think about what you would say in real life. Like, try not to be a different person online. Like, with me making these videos for you guys, like, this is raw. This is purely me. This is, I'm showing you guys who I am. And, as I respond to my comments and everything, like, I'm never going to be a different person. So you can always count on this person that you're seeing here right now. You can always count on that person being the person behind the screen. So, I don't know. I've never been the type of person that can do the whole, like, switch it up thing, Sorry about that. But I don't know. I've always just been the same person. Like, I've never, like, we all do care to a degree about what people think of us. But for me, like, I've never felt bad or, like, upset about if somebody doesn't like me, or is like thinks I'm weird, or like, I could care less. Like, that's on them. They don't have to like me. They don't have to think I'm cool or whatever. They can think I'm weird, whatever. But at the end of the day, I know that their life is probably not as much fun as mine, because they don't know how to be weird. They don't know how to just let loose, to just freaking get out there and just act a fool sometimes. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to just go out dancing, and when I dance, like, I mean, I'm an okay dancer. I'm pretty good at dancing and to certain things, but like other times when I don't know what to do, I'm your typical, like, white guy dancing. It's just like a goofy, like, I'm 6'3" and like 165 pounds. Like, I'm skinny and like I'm gangly. Like, I got long arms, long legs, so I'm looking goofy no matter what. So I just think sometimes people take life way too seriously, and I really encourage you and challenge you to just lighten up a little bit and just be yourself no matter where you are, and not care what people think. After my 29 years on Earth, like, it's just like, it's too much work to care what other people think about you. Like, it's just too much work. Like, you'll put yourself through mental turmoil every day if you care about what everybody thinks about you, because nobody is gonna have 100% support. I mean, think about it. Like, even Taylor Swift, right? This beloved pop star is, like, drastically hated by, well, I mean, a lot of the NFL community. but yeah, like, a lot of men, I would say, they strongly despise Taylor Swift, and I think it's just because of this, like, awe factor and, like, this, like, stardom that she's created around herself. But I mean, that's just proving the point that, like, nobody, no matter who they are, is gonna have 100% support. Nobody. It's impossible. So, like, why would you care if somebody doesn't like you? What you gotta do is you gotta think about all the people that do like you. You gotta think about all the people that do want to hang out with you, or you gotta think about all the people in your life that you do associate with and hang out with, that you think are cool, and you have a good time together. Like, those are the things that you gotta focus on. You gotta look at the little things in your life and just reinforce that. But anyways, that's just a little bit of kind of how I feel about just being yourself and trying to be a good person, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like, especially in America, and here as well as me, but I don't know. I just feel like America has kind of gone down into the shitter lately. It's like, I mean, if I think of the country and like how the world viewed us when I was a child, like it's drastically different, and it's almost scary how like the world perceives us now, and like I don't know, like it's I mean, it's just one of those things where I feel like it, you know, we used to always say like I'm proud to be an American, but how many people can actually even say that they're proud to be an American anymore, you know? Like all we do is put our nose in places where it doesn't belong, and you know, send weapons and military into other countries and stuff, and we oppress the poor. Like it's just crazy how like how much corruption is like known about in our government, and it doesn't seem like there's anything we can do about it. And it just blows my mind that like we are honestly, and like this is in no way, shape, or form to show like how I feel about politics in America. I don't know. So I'll just start by saying like I don't affiliate with any party. Like I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I'm what you would call an independent. So I just kind of vote on the issues, and honestly, I don't even know if I'll be voting this year because in the full grand scheme of things, like it really doesn't matter anymore. Like honestly, they could just tell us whatever the fuck they wanted about who wins the election, and we just believe them. So, but I think one of the biggest things that just like is baffling to me, and like I just don't understand how people can be so ignorant and dumb, is the fact that like Donald Trump, he's running for president again, and he was indicted. Like are people really that freaking stupid that they want somebody who has, it's been proven that he was breaking the law and stuff? I don't know. It's just like it blows my mind that we're okay with this. And then the fact that like we have a current president who he's literally has dementia. Like he's literally losing more and more brain function every day, and he's running our country. So like that is just so concerning. I mean, granted, you know, he's got his team behind him, and since the beginning they've been doing everything. I don't think Joe Biden, I mean, the president, I mean, that's basically what it is. It's just a puppet master, or not the puppet master, but it's just the puppet. And the puppet master is everyone behind him. They're the ones that are doing everything and making all the decisions. So, but I don't know. I think for me, in my opinion, in America, is that corporate America, like all of these corporations, these big companies that, you know, started during like the early 1900s, during like the technological boom, or you know, like even mid 1850s and stuff. That all these older companies that have just kind of solidified their footprint in America, like they're the ones that are causing America to go down the toilet. Like the reason that inflation continues to drive higher and higher and higher is because these CEOs, they want to continue to make more and more and more and more. Like I mean, I've talked about how I work for UPS, and UPS, they've been laying tons of people off. They had to get rid of, I think it was like 12,000 jobs in America. But then it came out that the CEO, who is historically, UPS has only ever had UPS employees, so like it's people who have worked their way up from the bottom, and like these CEOs of the past, like they saw the brunt work, they started at the bottom. Literally, they started as a package loader and worked their way up the ladder, which is how it should be, you know. Carol Dome, who is the CEO, she's the only person in CEO UPS history that has not gone through that. Like, she came from outside and was hired on as a CEO, and it was because they wanted to drive the stock price up to please the shareholders. Well, hate to break it to you guys, but stock price has gone down because what's happening is you're taking a service industry, you're trying to reduce overhead, which pretty much the only overhead that you have is manpower or equipment, you know, and stuff like that. And so, like, you're taking away manpower, which therefore reduces your workload or your workforce, which now increases your workload. And so your service therefore drops. So if you are a service industry and your quality of service is dropping, your business is dropping. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, why can't, like, I don't know. She's talking about, like, using automation to help, like, get those revenues and, like, get those numbers back. But it's like, so you're gonna spend another millions, billions of dollars on this new equipment, this new automation equipment, only to probably find out, like, 2 years down the road that, oh shit, these robots or whatever, they break down, and, like, there's issues in the software, so, like, we need somebody to be watching these, and, like, that's, I don't know, it's just one of the things that, like, I've always just been upset about with automation. Like, I mean, it's smart, it's so smart in a business sense, because, like, yes, if you can pay $1 million for a robot, but then that can, you know, over time take the place of, like, 100 workers over, you know, X amount of years, then you're going to be saving a ton of money. But at the same time, you know, you've got all these costs associated with maintaining the equipment, and you've got all the initial costs. So, like, unless you already have the capital, or you're willing to go in debt to buy this stuff, like, it's not cheap, you know. And I don't know, I've worked at places that have top of the line technology, top of the line automations, and I've worked at places that don't. And it's funny to me how a lot of times these automations can almost add more of a headache to people's jobs. Like, they make things quicker, you know, because you can have a robot that moves way faster than a human being. But as soon as that robot goes down, that whole line is down, you know. And like, this is more talking about, like, production facilities and stuff. But yeah, once that robot goes down, like, you got to reroute everything to the other side, and so then you can only put out half as much product. And, like, it's just such a, there's so many working parts to things. And I don't know, I feel like people are leaning too hard on the fact that we're living in this technological world, and they're forgetting the fact that, like, we still got, like, 7-8 billion people on this planet. And, you know, like, I don't know, it's crazy to me to know that, like, I mean, we could end all world issues, like, we could end all world hunger, we could end, like, all these diseases in these third world countries and things like that, and it's not done because they want, like, they being like the elite, you know, the top 1% or whatever. It just feels like they don't want it to ever, like, I don't know if you've heard, like, the theory that they're trying to eliminate the middle class right now in America, and I almost feel like it's true. And I don't know, there was one thing that I saw recently that was talking about how the middle class is already dead, and talking about how, like, back in the 80s, like, you could buy a house for like $40,000 and you made like, I don't know, it was like $12,000 or $15,000 in a year. So I feel like, work out the math, like, you know, the average American now probably makes between like 40 and 70,000, maybe. I don't know. I'm pulling these numbers out my ass, so don't take this as like 100% truth, but it's just kind of like as an example, like theoretical example. But yeah, I think it's somewhere around that. But you take that and then you look at like the average home in America probably costs around like $350,000. And so I don't know, let's do the actual math so that I can be accurate when I'm telling you guys these numbers. But let's see here. If we've got, we'll just do the low end of numbers. So 12,000. That's the average salary in the 80s. And then average house in the 80s was roughly 40,000. Okay. And then now we'll just, for all intensive purposes, say 60,000 for average salary in America now. Okay. And then average home. We'll just go 300,000. Okay, so I mean, you can just looking at this right now, you can kind of see. So 12,000 goes into 40,000. 3 times, that would give us 36. So with a 4,000 left over, so 36.3. So it's 3.3, right? And then 60,000 goes into 300,000 5 times. So you can just see by that ratio right there. So now you need 5 salaries, 5 of your average year salary to buy a house. Whereas just 40 years ago, you only needed 3 of your salaries. Like, that's not, like, that's a scary thing to know. And, like, to know that there's companies out there right now, like Vanguard and BlackRock, and, like, look them up. You'll hear about some of the things, but they're trying to buy up the single-family homes in America. Like, they're trying to control the entire housing market. What better way to control people? What better way to keep them poor if you require them to use 75% of their income just to live in a place, just to live in a home? You know, like, oh, it's crazy to think about. Like, we're living in a scary time, and I know I might sound a little bit like a conspiracy theorist, and I think that's kind of funny, but, like, it's only a conspiracy theory if it doesn't turn out to be true. So just keep that in mind. I'm just gonna quick finish up this coffee. I'll just chug it the last little bit for you. I'm definitely feeling a little more energized. I don't know if you could tell towards the end of the video, I got a lot more talkative, so but man, I tell you what, I was so tired. I had a hard time when I first got home from UPS this morning. I did lay down and cuddle with Bebs for a little bit, and I might have fallen asleep for like a half hour. I'm not sure. But oh, it's been good. It's been a good day so far, and it is absolutely gorgeous outside today. Oh, finally we got some good weather. It is not warm by any means, but the sun is out and it's beautiful, so I'm really enjoying it after these last few days we had clouds, so I will take the sunshine, and maybe I'll even get outside later today. I was thinking about getting some compost made up in my bin so that I can get some compost on the garden beds as soon as things are all safe from the frost. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, the little bit of food that I had at the beginning, and then the just ramble about nonsense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Well, by the time you see this, it'll probably be the weekend, so enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your time off if you have it, and make sure that you try to relax a little bit and treat yourself to, just some time for you, and just taking care of yourself a little bit this weekend. So I hope you all enjoy that, and if the weather is nice by you, get out and enjoy some of that too. So much love, and